Hello guys, welcome to CoderCrab. So today we'll see a very very essential topic that that is like when you are writing a lot of codes, right? At many places you will need uh, data manipulation in arrays, right? That is very much essential. So we should know some of the functions which are really essential for this. So the first function that we are going to see is filter. Okay, so filter basically does according to what it says. So let's say you have a big array, and inside that you have some elements, right? Let's say 1, 9, 7, 6, 11, 21. Okay, so these are the numbers you have. Now if you want to filter the element, those elements which are divisible, which can be divided by 2, let's say even, right? So what I'll do is, in general case, you will write a big for loop inside as you will divide by 2 if it is that the orthodox logic you will write, right? So instead of that, what we can really do is we can directly call the filter function, and what filter function will do, it will check each element. Like it is not satisfying, it will not take it. It's not satisfying, it will not take it. Not satisfying, it will not take it. This it will take. This is not satisfying, it will not take it. This is not. So the answer will be this one. This one is an array, a new array. It will take and create a new array for you. Okay, let's see this example in action. Okay. So what I have taken is I have taken one big JSON element. So if you are getting confused with this one, so what I can do is I can take a simple array first, an integer numerical array. So let's say array, let's not give the keyword, array value equals to, I'm just taking some of the values, 12, 67, 8, 90, 6, 45, 1. Let's say these are the elements I have. Now what I can do is I can just take this, then okay, so let's create another variable. Let new array equals to this dot filter. So inside this I'll just apply the logic. So I'm just writing the element, I'm just giving an element as a ele, then arrow, then my logic. Okay, so what is the logic? Ele divided by 2 equals to 0. Okay, so let's see the output, console.log. This is my filtered new array. Okay, then new array. Let's see this. Okay, so let's see this array. So are we missing anything? Each element divided by 2, sorry, remainder by 2, right? Okay, so these are the elements 12, 8, 90, and 6. These are divided by, this can be divided by 2. Okay, so this is how we find. So if you want to implement one logic with this big JSON one, okay, so let's see. I'll take another new, let new lang. Okay, as it's a lang one, new lang equals to, again, what is that array name? Array langs dot filter. Okay, inside what I'll apply, again I'll take an element, you can take any variable. Okay, here I can also do this like this. If you are confused with the arrow function style, what you can do is I have another video which is on array function, sorry, arrow functions. You can go and check there the process. Okay, so how we write this is just a syntactical difference, otherwise it's quite same. Okay, it is doing the same thing. So in this, what I can do is I can just write a return statement, and I can write my logic like I want some ele dot people, people who, I mean the language which is being used by more than 15 people, let's say. Okay, so I'll return it, and I will need to console it, right? So this is the thing. Okay, so filtered new array. This is my new lang. Second statement, new array lang. Let's say just to differentiate. You can see out of these 8, I think we have almost all are having. So if you want to do it as a 35, we can do that. You can see 2 only. Okay, so this is how we utilize. So it's quite fast. Okay. So let's see the second one, that is for each. So now let's understand what is for each. So okay, so now for each. So again we'll take a similar array. So what is that array? This is the array. Okay, I have around 1 2 3 4 5 elements, and what this for each will do, it will iterate one by one in the same loop. It will iterate this, then this, then this, then this, then this. Okay, so you can iterate through it and you can have your own logic. So for each is a pretty simple one. It is just like a for loop you are doing. You can iterate it, and once you iterate it, you will get the element to operate. You can operate anything inside the element. So this is quite a handy one. So if you want to see an example, let's see it is an example. So the same one will this will take. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just write array lengths dot for each. Inside that I'll just take the same ele, and as we can do an arrow function, and this here I can just console log, and inside that I can just write ele the element. If you want to show the index, what you can do easily, you can just show the index. Here I will just put any variable here and you can just count it. So here what I can do is plus hyphen index plus. Okay, so you can see this. Yeah, so as it is a plus, so we need to show the, as each line is having a lot of values, so that's why it is, if you want to show dot people, you can show the value. Okay, index 0 1 to 0, and this is the value. If you want to take a normal array, then this is also fine. Like we can take an array like constant arr equals to, we can take some values like 12 34 to 67 89 90, pretty simple. Then I just need to have this array dot for each, then inside that you can put ele comma I, then arrow, then console dot log. Then if I'll print this I plus this plus ele, you can see here, from here it is showing, right? Okay, so this is pretty simple and there's nothing big in it. Okay, so let's put this example here. Okay, so the next one is find. Okay, so find, so what is find? So let's see. So you have an array. Okay, so in this array you are storing some data in each cell, right? 1 2 3 4 5, inside maybe it is a JSON object or any data or a single number. Okay, so you are storing it inside the array, and you want to find the first element, or if you want to see what value is there in the in the in your uh, if one value is present and if you want to return it. So let's say you are searching this element, so you can use easily the find. Once you search it and if it is there, it will return the object. So we'll see that in action. Okay, so let's just hit this array length. So I'll just create a let new value equals to array dot length dot find. Then inside that, I as usual I'll give the element ele. Then I'll give a arrow function. Then inside that, return those values which are having ele dot, let's say, level equals to 7. Okay, now I'll take this value and I'll just put it console dot log. Inside that, I'll put my new value equals to new v. Let's see. So you can see, right? So that particular object which is having element level of 7 is getting returned. So see how simple it is. Okay, it is returning that. Okay, let's say you have this one. So we have now 7. There are two sevens, but still you got the first one. So this is one thing you need to understand as well. So basically it is returning that particular value which is matching with this condition. Okay, so the first value. So if I'll put greater than 7, so if you will see, there are a lot of values which are greater than 7, but it is not returning all. It is returning the first occurrence. Okay, this is really essential to understand. If you will if you will if you have multiple matchings, it will only return the first element. Okay, let's put one more example with similar simple array. Let's say constant arr equals to some values like 32, 56, 89, 90, 23. Okay, now 4. Okay, so now if you want value which is 56, let's say, okay, or which is greater than 50. Okay, greater than 50, we have now here 3. So let's see what it is returning. So new value 1 equals to arr dot find. Inside that, ele, then here return ele dot, what is that, level, right? Level, no, sorry, not level, this is a simple array. ele is greater than 50. So we are returning this. Now let's print it. Console dot log, value is new v1, right? Let's see 56, it returned 56. So it returned this object. Okay, not others which are also satisfying the same condition. So it will always return the first condition. So this needs to be remembered. Okay, so now find, this example is done. Next is sum. Let's understand what is sum. Okay, so sum means if you have an array. Okay, so now what we'll see is, in case of, let's say we have one big array, and here in this case what we have multiple values. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll use so I have a use case where I want to know whether this particular condition is being satisfied by the by any one element or not, like any one of them. Let's say there are around 6 elements, and these 6 elements, any one of them is satisfying the condition or not. Okay, so to get see that example, let's write a simple array first. Okay, So here, let's say I have a value, I have some values 45, 78, 89, 92, and 11. Let's say these are the things, okay? So I want to check whether any of this element, okay, any of this element is divisible by 11 or not, okay? So let's say this is your use case. So let res, okay, just give is divisible by 11. Just I'm giving a variable name like this, and arr dot sum. Again, here inside that I'll, as usual, I'll write ele. Then here return if the element is divisible by 11. Okay, so this is my condition. Then what I'll do is console dot log. Inside that I'll just write is divisible by 11. Okay, so let's see. True. Yes, there is one element 11. Let's remove this guy. Okay, and now let's see. False. So if any one element is satisfying your condition, then you will get this. So we can do this with this bigger example. Let's say let I want that I want to check whether any of the programming language is being used by people more than 70. Okay, so let more than 70 equals to array.length dot sum of, then I'll take ele, then this return ele dot people greater than 70. Okay, so after doing this I'll just console dot log of more than 70. Okay, true. The second one. Okay, if you want to see this, you just put something just to identify. Okay, true. So this, so there is one. So if I'll put this as 90, you can see false. There is nothing which is having more than 90, right? So this is sum. Very essential again. Okay, so now let's go for every. Okay, the same thing we can do here with every. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's see what is every. The reverse one is every. So if you have one array like const, I have a big array. Okay, 87, 89, 12, 90. Okay, so if you will see here, 12 is divided by 2, 78 divided by 2, 87 is not divided by 2, 89 is not divided by 2, 12 is divided by 2, and 90 is divided by 2. So what we want to see here is let is divisible by 2. Okay, arr dot every. So it will check whether every element in this is divisible by 12 or not. That logic will write here. Return element divisible by 2 equals to 0. Okay, so let's see. We are not doing a console log then is divisible by 2. False, because we have around 4 elements which are divisible by 2, and we have these two guys which are not divisible by 2. So let's change them to divisible by 2. Let's say I'll just put 84. Now you see it is true. So it will check all the, if all of them are satisfying the condition, then only it will be true. In the bigger example, if you want to take, simple, So I want to know whether if there is I mean if all the programming languages are having a people percentage is more than 10%. Okay, so let is more than 10 equals to array length dot every, then inside that again ele, then this, then inside that return ele dot people greater than 10. Okay, so I want to see the result, console dot log, then I'll just put is divisible by 2, true. Okay, not divisible by 2, sorry, my bad, it is more than, right, is more than 10, false. So does it have anything which is less than people, everybody is having more than 10, array dot length array dot people is greater than 10, no, no, this is equal to 10. So if I'll just put 9, it will be satisfied, right? It's very good example, right? If you are even this is equals to, so it is not satisfying it, so that's why it was false. Okay, so this should be, this is very useful again, so we can put it here, example. Okay, next is map. So map is something which will give you this, I mean the array will be having a lot of operation in it, and there are a lot of questions like what is the difference between a map and for each and all these things, right? So in case of map creates a unique set of new creates a new set of array, a new array after operating it. Let's see it, okay, how it really works. So if I want this label to be, or this people to be multiplied by 2, I have some percentage calculation and I got to know that all these percentages are really not correct. So I am going to have a multiplication with 2. So what I'll do is I'll simply take a new array. So let my new array equals to uh, array length dot map, right? As usual, I'll take ele and an arrow function, and inside this, what I'll do is I'll just return these values to the new array with an multiplication of people this into 2. Okay, so whatever value it is equals to this ele dot people into 2. So I'm just returning this, and I'll just do a console dot log, and here I'll print first old array, that is array length, then console dot log, here I'll put new array, that is new array. Okay, let's see this. So the new array is having that value which we have manipulated. If you will see, the old array was having these values, right, and the new is having this value only, which are manipulated. So I am returning only people which are here. So this definition says create a new array populated with result of calculation, okay, calling a function provided function, and inside that, okay, so whatever we are manipulating, whatever value we are manipulating, so that particular value will be forming a new array. Okay, so the new array is consisting this particular thing. Okay, so this map, the map function is very much useful. Okay, so if you compare map with for each, you will understand that if I'll use for each here, I can use for each. Okay, so if what will happen, you will see for each. So if you'll see, the new array is undefined. The reason is this doesn't yield a new array. Okay, in case of map, it will yield a new array. Okay, so this is pretty pretty easier to use and get the values which you want from a bigger array. Okay, so that makes sense for in a complex logics, complex use cases. Okay, so let's take this example and keep it aside. Now the next one is reduce. So let's see reduce. So reduce does the similar thing. Okay, reduce does the similar way of thing, but the only difference is reduce returns a singular value. So if we'll first, we need to understand this with how it works. So constant ARR equals to, let's say I have a numerical array of 12, 20, 70, 96, 54, so these values. So what I need to do is I'll just need a value. Let my new value v equals to ARR dot reduce, and inside this what I'll do is I'll take two values. One value is your summation, one value is my element ele, as it is all the time. So now I'll take this, and what I'll do is I'll just put this value in my console. Okay, so sorry, I'll just take this value and return a value, and then I can do it inside that console also I can do it. But yes, so what I'll do is I'll just put sum plus ele. Okay, so now let's see console dot log then v. Okay, you can see it has just summed this all. Okay, it has returned the value. Quite simple, right? And if you want to have this kind of big array into this, what you need to do is you need to use a map to create a form a new array. So I can tell you that. So let v1 is my result, and here I am using the array of lengths dot map, and here what I'll do is inside the array.lengths.map, I'll just utilize those values which I need. I'll just call those values which I need. So what I'll do is I'll call arrow function, and I will just get these values which are having. I can do instead of this as well. That will be easier for me. ele dot people. Okay, so I took the element which is having ele dot people, and then I'll use reduce, and inside that again, as I told, I'll use sum comma ele. Then what I'll do is I'll just get the value, return sum plus ele. Then I'll just dot console.log, then inside that I'll just get v1. Okay, so you can see all these values are added, all the people's values are added, and it has been shown here. So what basically we did is we formed a new array from this one. As we saw in map, we can actually form a new array from these values, and after forming the new array we call the reduce function, and the reduce function is doing its job. Like it is called, it is adding to all the values, first 12 plus 20 78, like that. It is adding 40 plus 74 in this case, plus 35 plus 18 plus 24 plus 10 plus 30 plus 20. So it does this way. So it's quite simple. You can see, if to write this logic, you have a big array. Inside that array you have a JSON object, and this JSON object is having some values which needs to be added again, and you have written a simple one line logic to find it. So this is quite easy, right? So let's keep it in mind and use it whenever it is required. Let's not go for the for loop and do all our boilerplate there. We can use it. Okay, so let's do that. Next is slice. Okay, so slice is quite a big thing which which usually reduces a lot of logic. So basically what it does, it copies a big set of array and slice it as the name says, right? So if you want to understand graphically, I can even so that, like, let's say you have this, and you have this, you want this and this. So you basically want this portion of array. So you are copying this array, making a new array, right? 1 2 and 3 4, you want this 4 3 4, you can take it, right? So this is slice. So let's see it. So let array length 1 equals to array length dot slice. So I want from 0th index to 3rd index. Okay, so this value is starting and this value is until. That means it is not going to include the uh, third 3 index number 3. That means 0 1 2 3. It is not going to include this guy, PHP guy. It is going to include up to C sharp. Okay, so let's see this again. Console dot, so console dot log, then in that I'll just print for you the old one. Old array is array length, and then what I'll do is I'll just print the second array, the new one. Okay, so here new, then array length 1. Okay, so you can see the old one was having 8 elements. Now we have this new array which is having a condition of 0 to, which is having a selection criteria of starting from 0 index up to 3. So it will have the first 3 values 0 1 and 2. Okay, so this is slice. Okay, this slice is very much useful when you have some criteria, so filtering criteria, you have some paginations. It is very much useful in those cases. So you can take it and use it. Okay, instead of writing a lot of logic there. Okay, so now next is splice. Okay, as the name says, splice is remove and add element to an existing array. Okay, so slice was giving a new array, splice will do an existing array. So please keep that in mind. So let new array equals to, I don't want this JavaScript here, let's say. So what I'll do is I'll use array length. I don't want JavaScript. So what I'll do is I'll write the index number of it, and that is 1. As first one is 0, second one is 1, and I'll have 1. That means I'll remove one index, and I'll remove one element. Okay, so new, if I'll do this, console dot log, and I'll take this guy old comma this, I'll print, you can have 7, right? You can see it is 7. So if I'll put this new array, which is basically the same array, see, it is just showing this spliced array. So this is the element which is being cut off from the main array, right? So you can see that, right? This is giving the that particular object, that particular array, and this is which one? This is the old one. Okay, so if you want to splice 2 from starting from this, so if you want, or from 1 starting from 1, you want 3 elements to be removed, you can see this one is having 4 element and this one is having 3. So now you can add more into it. So let's say I want to add some one value to it, as I can just copy this. I can see this is the value. I want to remove 1 to 3, and then I want to have something new. Okay, so if I'll print, you can see this is having 6 now. Okay, so it is cutting from starting from 1, right? So it is starting from 1, so let's understand this clearly. So the first way, okay, let's start in a very easier way. So let's say you have this one. I'll just comment this out for understanding this part. So let's say I have this big array. Okay, so I want to cut out this first this, let's say this value. Okay, so I want to cut out this value. So what I'll do is array length dot splice of 0 1 2 3. I don't want PHP, right? So 3, so index is 3 comma 1. Now console dot log array lengths. So you can see you don't have PHP anymore, right? So if I will run this again, or if if I will put like with 2, then what will happen? You can see PHP is gone as well as Python is gone. Okay, it is starting with C sharp then R, because it is from here it is slicing these things. Okay, now if you want to slice this two and you want to add a new array, right? So this is a new array which I want to add after slicing it. So let's do that. So you can see it is 7 again, right? So which one is added? The Java new is added in the place of this one. So if you whatever values, if you want to add more, so if you want to add more one of them and new 1 then you will see it is again, yes, it is inserting after that, right? So basically it slices, it splices, that means it removes your elements, which if you are not putting anything, you are just putting this, and you don't have this, you have this much, then it will remove that element from starting of the index and number of elements. Okay, starting from 3, number of elements 2. Okay, starting from 3, number of elements 2, this 2. Okay, if you are going to put something else here, then it will add these values which are here to the existing array from starting from this position. Okay, so this is very useful again. So we can have this splice for our different purpose, for removing, for adding after positions, after removing. So if you don't want to remove, you just put 0 here, and then you can just run it. Then you will see you have added 2 more from the position of 3. Okay, so this is very useful. Okay, so I'll just take this and put it in this place. Okay, so next is the push and pop. So these two are everybody is familiar with push and pop. So push, actually what it does, it adds one element to the end of it. Okay, so let's say I want this to be added, lang java new. So, and I want to console log here as array lengths. You can see there is one element would be added at last of it. So this is push, and it is very much easy. There is no complexity in it, but very useful when you are having some new elements into your array. Pop does the reverse way. So as the name suggests, pop. So if you have pop, then what it will do is it will remove the last element of it. Okay, it will remove the VB1. Okay, similarly unshift and shift. So the way which push and pop works is adding the new element to the last, and pop removes the new element from the last. Similarly, if you are doing unshift, it will add a new element to the first, add a new element to the first. I can say first, and you can see this element is the first, and if you will do shift and you will remove it, then you can see it is removed the first element. So basically shift unshift works in a reverse way of push and pop. Okay, so next is include. So include is very essential one. So how include works? So if you have an example, let ARR equals to some 12, 45, 78, 90. Okay, so let's say if ARR console dot log, then ARR dot includes with 34 false. If I'll just for 78 true. Okay, so it is just as simple as that. If your element is there inside it, you can just go and search it very easily. And next is our most common function, split. So if you have a string variable, like if you have let some value equals to let's say comma some more, okay, else. So these are the words which I'm using. I put here inside a string, and I want them to be an array. So I'll just put directly. I can put it console dot log, then sm dot split, and what I'll do is I'll put a comma as a delimiter. Okay, so if you'll see, it is converted into an array of 4 elements of this one. So this is pretty simple example of it. So you can use split whenever, and it is very useful as well. Okay, so these are the 15 functions that everybody should be knowing about array if you are using in JavaScript in your day-to-day life, and it is really useful. Okay, so if you have any doubts on these functions or anything about the array function, you can just put it inside comment. Thanks a lot. Thank you.